Alrighty, break out the Kleenexes and the tissues. This is Criminal Minds, Season 11, Episode 18, A Beautiful Disaster. Might as well just cut to the important stuff, because, honestly, going into this, I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew there was going to be something really sad. I didn't know what it was. But honestly, most of this episode felt like a build-up for the end. You know, like, even as they're figuring all this stuff out, I'm just like, yeah, get to the part where Morgan goes to take on this guy and fights him. You know, I knew that was coming. I don't know how I knew. Part of it was from the previews, part of it is just because it's how the story had to go. It's how it... I've talked about my frustration with predictability before. There's a certain type of predictability that is actually good. It's whenever you look at a situation and you say, I think it's going to go this way, and if it does, I'll be really happy. Like, there are types of predictability where it's just like, oh, it's going to do this next. Oh, it did. Now it's boring. Because it's so easy to see. You see it coming. In this situation, it is kind of easy to see, but it's exactly what you want to happen. You know, you want to see Morgan take on this guy and take him down. You want to see Morgan be the bigger man and not kill him in cold blood. You know, it felt right the way they did it. Even though I was kind of getting frustrated. One of the important moments, I think, before getting to the end is when, JJ gives Morgan this information. And honestly, part of me was just like, okay, so he needs to get this information to forward the plot, or else he would just be stuck in the hospital with no clue of what to do or anything like that. But at the same time, I'm like, JJ, really? Like, I've seen episodes before where an agent gets benched for some reason, and you're just kind of like, why? Like, just because they have a personal connection to the case? Like, that's not... But in this case, it feels like Montolo was baiting Morgan. Like, it all felt like he wanted Morgan to be on the case. Because he had a plan for him. And so in that case, I'm just like, why would you do that? Like, if it was a case where it's personal for Morgan, you know, the guy was going after somebody he loves and he wanted to take him, that's different. That he is fueled by emotion. He's going to work harder to get to the goal. And honestly, I can't stand it whenever people get benched on cases like that. It's just like, let them go. They're going to work harder than they normally do. But in this case, Montolo clearly wanted Morgan on the case. He wanted Morgan to follow him. He wanted Morgan to go after him. And so letting him in on the case is pretty much just signing his death warrant. I mean, I can't be alone here. I can't be the only one who thought JJ was a complete moron for doing that. I mean, Hodge knew that whenever everything was going on with, they mentioned it a few times, whenever it was going on with Foyet? Why can't I remember his name now? Anyway, the killer that killed his wife and, you know, went after her son, when all that was going down, it was kind of the same thought process, you know, that I had here, in that he's clearly baiting you into your house because he wants to kill you. He wants to kill your son. He wants to kill you all. Why are you falling for this? But the difference there was the fact that nobody could really stop him. You know, it's not like they could keep the information from Hodge. Foyet was giving him the information. You know, he was the one baiting him directly. In this case, Montolo didn't bait Morgan directly. He left a piece of information. The team found it first. They didn't have to show it to Morgan. They could have kept him in the dark so he doesn't end up in a situation like that. But for some reason, JJ just thought, I'll show him. I'm sure he won't hide its true meaning from me and then go and try to find him later. I mean, that would just be irresponsible, and only an irrational thinking person would make that kind of... His future wife / baby mama just got shot, okay? He's not thinking rationally. Don't give him that information. And if you do, handcuff him to a chair or something so he can't leave. Anyway, but like I said, it does. If it doesn't happen, then Morgan doesn't leave the hospital. He doesn't get a final showdown with this guy, which leads to me ultimately turning into one of those little, those roly poly bugs that curl up into a ball. That was me watching. I'm just. Don't kill him! Please don't kill him! I mean, it has to be one of the most intense scenes in Criminal Minds, aside from when Foyette had Hotch's wife with the gun pointed at her. I mean, he's got 2 bullets in the chamber, and you just click, and I'm like, oh my god, and then click, and I'm like, stop it, and then you see him pull it back again, and Morgan sees the bullet turn into position. I'm like, and then, of course, just to make it even more intense, Garcia's talking on the phone. She hears a gunshot. Derek! Derek! Cuts to commercial. I'm like, are you kidding me? You really wanted to build up that intensity, did you? Didn't you? But then it cuts back to the scene, and he looks at the phone, and he realizes, wait, he couldn't call anybody. This doesn't have a landline. Which, you kind of wonder why it didn't hit him sooner, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, he is kind of in a tight spot. Makes sense that he wouldn't remember it at first. But anyway. But, blocks it. That's where the gunshot was. And then beats him. And then takes the gun and is pointing it at him. And, like I said, threatens to kill him. But he has to pick up the gun first. So, so that way he can claim he shot him in self-defense. And Montola's just like, no, you'll have to kill me in cold blood. It kind of, yeah, I've seen this before where the bad guy knows that the good guy's not going to kill him, just straight up murder him, shoot him defenseless. So instead of picking up the gun to give him a reason to kill him, he just says, no, you have to either murder me or I'm just going to go to jail. And you're going to have to live with the fact that I'm still alive. So ultimately, Hotch and the team bust in, arrest him, and then of course comes the moment that I figured was coming, because it just, I don't know, it felt like for one, I've been having a conversation with one of the viewers for the past few weeks talking about how there's talk that a big member of the team would leave at the end of the season. There seemed to be a lot of talk about that. So in this situation, it kind of felt like it felt like the right move. One, becoming a father, and two, I just think that his time as a profiler in the field, this is twice now in a matter of a few episodes. Obviously, it's been several months since the cabin happened, but he's been right up at death's door. And of course, everybody on the team has faced death's door at some point. But because now he has a family to care about, I can understand why he's like, I need to hang up the badge, all of that stuff. Because, you think about everybody else on the team, yeah, they also have, most of them have a family too. But this is like, you have a very new family. You're just now about to get married to this woman. She just now had a baby. It makes sense. It makes sense why he's like, okay, I nearly just died. She nearly just died. Maybe it's time to take a step back from this life. And even though I hate to see Derek go, because he's been in from the beginning. This is the first of the team that has been on for more than just a few seasons that's left. The other big one was Prentice when she left, and JJ left for a little while, but she came back. But I mean, he's been on from the beginning. The only other few that have been Penelope, Spencer, Hotch. Those three have been on from the beginning, and even they've had a few episodes where they've been off the team for some reason, Um, so it's really sad to see him go. And there's so much that I feel like we're gonna miss out on now. You've got Derek and Spencer. They are like brothers. They really captured that aspect. Especially this season. What happened with Spencer with the woman assassin, what he revealed, and knowing that he's gonna have to go through it without seeing Morgan every day. Um, Penelope and Morgan, just their interaction is always so great and so fun. We're gonna lack that aspect now. Um, I don't know. It's really sad to see him go, and all the goodbyes are tear jerking. Like I'm sitting here watching. I'm just like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. I told you not to cry. It was really sad. It was extremely sad because if you're watching the show, if you've watched the show for as long as I have, you know that those tears are not fake tears. They're not actors forcing the characters, becoming that character and cry. No, those actors and actresses, I have no doubt, are actually crying because you've been especially with Spencer and with Penelope, you've been working with this guy for 11 seasons now. That's a long time. And it's not exactly even 11 years. I don't. Well, actually, it is. Yeah, it is 11 years. My bad. I thought they took like a break at some point, but must be thinking of another show. So it's been 11 years working together, and now one of your coworkers is leaving. I mean, that's even if you're not an actor or actress. If you're just doing a normal job and you've been working with somebody for several years and you've grown like a friendship between each other, and then all of a sudden they leave the job. That's sad. Same thing here. It's sad to see them. You know those tears are not fake because this is goodbye for them. This is an actual goodbye for them. That sucks. I hate that. Not that I hate the show because of it, but I hate that for them because I'm sad too. I don't know how they're gonna handle this either because it could be just a. First of all, the fact that this isn't the season finale kind of begs some questions like, what do they have planned then? Like, if this, it felt like they were building up to this for the season finale, but this is only the 18th episode, and they have 24 in a season, I believe. So it's kind of like, where are you going with this now? Like, what's the plan now? How are you going to end this season? Is there something else? Is there a different story to tell? Like, what's going to happen? So yeah, that does beg the question: where's the season finale going? How are they going to top this as far as story? And it also begs the question: is Derek gone for good off the team? It's one thing to kill off a character. that means he's officially gone. But for him to leave the team, I mean, Prentice left the team, and there's talks that she's coming back. So Derek could come back in the future. Maybe bring him on for a couple episodes just every now and then to have, still some of that interaction between the team. Show that they're still, they're not just not talking to him at all. Show a few episodes that show us, yeah, they're still communicating. It's just not as much as whenever they're on the team together. They get to see each other every once a week or once every other week, something like that. They could do a lot of stuff with this. I don't know where they're going with it, but yeah, it's interesting to think about. So anyway, really, really, really sad episode, sad ending. I know I didn't really talk a whole lot about the beginning of the episode. Honestly, I was kind of lost at first because they were bringing out Giuseppe Montolo's name, and I'm just like, wait, who's that? It's been so long since the beginning of the season where they first met Giuseppe Montolo. He's the guy with the stitches, and yeah, I totally forgot who that was. I was like, wait, Giuseppe Montolo, who is that? And then when I had to look it up, I'm like, oh yeah, it's that guy, and he died. Okay, I got it now. So honestly, the beginning does feel like it's just the build up. It's there to build up to that finale, the climax, the epic battle wits. Anyway, but yeah, sad episode. Hate to see Derek Morgan go. Hate to see Shamar Moore go. I know a lot of women are going to be very upset because talk about Criminal Minds. Half the time, what I hear is, "Oh my gosh, Shamar Moore, he's such a dream." It's like, please watch it for some other reason than that. Anyway, but yeah, sad to see him go. Really sad overall. And this has been a sad week for TV shows. The Walking Dead was sad, NCIS was sad, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. made me cry. Now this is making me cry. It's not fair. Anyway, that's it for this review. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe for more Criminal Minds. And I'll see you at the next review. Peace out. Bye, Morgan.